Frankenstein's got a journal.
Ash, is Vamp explaining? What?
Clown stuck in the house.
Elena side to Damon? Huh?
Do I have your attention?
Yep.
Good. Now let's talk about vampires.
Let's go. Season 5. Hear me out.
At Rebecca's kegger with Elaine and friends, taking shots like Jordan Connor, that is, in the paint like Shaq. Fix it in post. You remember when we drove coast to coast, driving to LA Cavalier and a U-Haul, even though that car was too small. Whipping around the Grand Canyon, trying not to fall in. Even when we rode, we were still ball in. By the bay, listen to Frank Ocean. Pour some coffee, I'll see you in 10.
Just give me the cue. I'll do whatever you want.
Mo money, mo problems, but I'm counting in the sweet spot. Petey's on the track when the beat's hot.
Now let's talk about vampires.
Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast. We're guys watching the series for the first time with a super fan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire. Please call me Pete, and I'm here with my co-host and co-parent Ash. Hello, Ash.
Hello, Pete.
Ash, I'm going to put you on the spot real quick for knowledge.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to do a pre-plug.
All right.
Petey's pre-plug.
New segment.
We were talking about it last episode, but the podcast has come out. Shut Up, I Love It. The Stephen King edition with Joe Cabello and me as the guest host.
Yeah.
Because the usual host, Sasha, was the guest. I don't really know why it mattered, but I was honored to be asked to guest host about Stephen King. I got to talk about my Stevies that I've read and talk about that I'm listening to the Stand audiobook and do my impression of the audiobook reader who's talking about Larry Underwood's song over and over again. Baby, can you dig your man?
I think this is the second time you've done that impression on this podcast.
Well, I'm going to always do it, hopefully, for the rest of my life. He's a righteous man. But anyway,
Well, I bookmarked the podcast. I need to cue it up though.
Yeah, listen to it. It's fun. Let me know what you think. Shut Up, I Love It is on Instagram if you want to follow them over there. I think their @ is like Shut Up, I Love It Pod 1 or something like that. But if you search for it, you'll find it.
Nice.
That's it, Ash.
PD preview, is that what you call this?
PD pre-plug?
Pre-plug. Oh, okay, yeah.
I also have a book coming out. Well,
What else is new?
I literally have a 2-sentence story in a book of 2-sentence stories, and it comes out on the 6th of August.
It sounds like it would be easy to write a 2-sentence story, but actually I'm sure it's so hard.
It was easy for me. It's only 2 sentences.
I know, but like, how do you put a whole story into 2 sentences? That's a good challenge for your mind.
Yeah, I mean, the harder one was I'm in this other book, Darkness 101, and it's both about learning a lesson. Each story is kind of about learning a lesson, because like class 101, but also it's 101 words. That's been out for like a year or so you can look up Darkness 101, and I'm in there. Short scares, 2 sentences. I'm cornering the market in very short stories.
And how can people find all your stuff like in one place? Do they look up you on something?
Either Goodreads or Amazon. Amazon has author pages. So you can look up
Then
my
they can
name.
find all your books.
Yeah. If you just want to buy a couple copies of each of those, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Give some to your friends. Keep some for yourself.
Yep. If you have a dad who likes dad jokes, there's a dad joke book in there.
You're covering all the markets.
I'm trying to. I got young adults. I got dads. I got spooky lovers. I'm trying to hit a couple more angles.
Yeah, you're getting it.
Ash, speaking of spooky lovers, I haven't seen this movie, but What Lies Beneath was either a late 90s or early 2000s spooky movie.
Does it have a bathtub and a hand?
That's the cover, yeah.
Okay. I know the cover, but it's like these are things that either I just saw on the shelves of Blockbuster
Yes.
dozens and dozens of times, or I watch the movie and I will never know one or the other.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one I saw, but how would I have seen it and not you?
Well, okay, it was the year 2000, horror mystery. Michelle Pfeiffer, Harrison Ford. I think I didn't watch it because it was, I think I heard it wasn't like horror.
Well, maybe that's why I did watch it. Yeah, this looks, I mean, I already knew what it looked like even without looking at it, but
Yeah.
I feel like I probably saw this. Could I tell you about it? Absolutely not.
Also,
But I have a feeling I saw it.
in the year 2000, I mean, we'll just say I was 14 years old.
Yeah, we were 14.
And I was probably like, Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer, old people? Like, I don't want to watch a movie about these old people. They were probably in their 30s or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I had a friend who had like HBO and
Or
stuff.
40s.
And I would go to her house and she liked scary movies and we would just watch. Like, that's where I saw the most of the Matrix that I ever saw. And then I fell asleep and I swear I saw Scream and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably saw that at her house.
What lies beneath? But they've been hitting these late 90s, early 2000s movies as their titles.
I know, that's fun though for them to do that. I like when titles of episodes are like thematic.
Yeah. I think I'm allowed to say this. Everyone knows I worked on the show Botched. Mm-hmm. And I have a lot of fun making those titles of those episodes.
Yeah, that's fun.
And even episodes that I don't necessarily produce, I get to throw a couple silly ones, silly titles.
Even if they don't pick your titles, like it's fun to just give the suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun, take 15 minutes out of the day to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't, a current show, or a show that I worked on recently that hasn't come out yet, I tried to do some conceptual titles where each title was a different thing. When and if that comes to fruition, I'll talk about that.
Okay. Dropping all the teasers, Pete.
Yeah, I don't know when that show's going to come out. But speaking of other different shows, The Circle, Season 6. Watch that. I want to keep making The Circle
Yeah, oh yeah.
for Netflix.
That's such a fun show.
It is. Season 7 forthcoming.
All right.
Ash, this was Season 5, Episode 20.
We're coming down to it.
We are. Cold open. Someone is kissing on a shirtless Ty. But it's not Julian in there. It's Ty himself.
I know he keeps playing it off that he's Julian.
But he has to pretend it is because Maria,
Another traveler.
Julian's
Wife.
paramour.
Yeah, they say later that your husband, blah, blah, blah.
It's her that's kissing up on him. He's chained to some big stone or like a refrigerator. I didn't see what it was.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't clock it, actually.
And they looked like they were in like a mall or like, it actually kind of looked like a fashion behind the stage at a fashion shoot or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, what's it called? A runway?
Yeah.
Fashion show.
Fashion show.
It looked like they were at,
Like backstage.
yeah, like a mall fashion show. Remember that used to be a thing? Mm-hmm. It looked like they were backstage there.
I know about mall fashion shows, but I never saw one.
Oh, my older brother was in one.
I know.
Like last year. No, I'm just kidding. All right, they're on the move, the travelers. Markos is ready to do the spell. He needs the doppelgangers, Ash. And they already had some of their blood, but did they use it all, or they're just chilling on that blood for now?
They used what they had.
Okay. Maria does exposition about wanting a home and a closet. Ty freaks out, and he starts changing into a werewolf on purpose.
On purpose. Which is like, man.
To escape.
So he can escape, yeah.
Maria is scared. She walks over to where they were keeping him, and a wolf jumps out.
And then that's the opening title. But yeah, that's fun.
Luke is chanting. He's saying, "Permiso la tuna tartar." That's what he's ordering at at the restaurant.
The steakhouse or whatever.
Damon is throwing stuff at him. I think they're at the Bros Mansion. Stefan walks in. They want his sister Liv to do a locator spell to find Enzo, but Enzo is dead, and Damon doesn't know that yet. Mm-hmm. Luke isn't finding Enzo because he's dead.
I know, but he should be like, I wonder if he's dead. But he doesn't even... He's like, I just can't track him.
He doesn't think of that. And they also all think that he went to Cape Horn. Mm-hmm. And he has flipped his humanity switch. So is his humanity switch flipped in his netherworld as well?
It certainly seems that way. Because he's mad and wants revenge and stuff.
Yeah, because, like, is there even a humanity switch on the other side?
Deep questions, Pete.
Damon is worried maybe Enzo hired a witch to do a cloaking spell, and he doesn't want to be found. Just drop it, Stefan says. Stefan's all guilty, you know?
Yeah, but he's trying to just, like, get Damon off of the trail.
Right, but Damon is obsessed.
He's always very persistent.
Markos turned Sloane into a vampire, then used doppelganger blood to do whatever. I said they talk about all that.
This is, this when Ty comes in? Who's saying that?
Oh, yeah, Ty runs in.
Yeah.
We have a problem. Mm-hmm. The blood took away her vampirism. What does the spell mean for witches? No one cares. Luke is asking.
Yeah, Luke is like, what about me?
All right, the travelers have to keep moving because if they were to settle down, there would be earthquakes. Travelers are impossible to track. They'll find Stefan and Damon before we can find them. Ty wants to find Markos. Damon and Stefan and Elena are going on a secret trip. And then it turns out a bunch of people go on that trip.
Yeah. Yeah, Caroline is there.
Yep, they go to Caroline's dad's cabin. Bill Forbes.
Mm-hmm. R.I.P.
Stefan and Elena are keeping Enzo's death a secret. She owns the cabin now because her dad is dead. No one has to ask for permission to go in that cabin.
I know, and she's like, yay! And then she's like, but that's kind of sad, actually.
And is it that no one owns the cabin, or it defaulted to her?
It could be either way for them to be able to be let in. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, she should know if she owns the cabin or not.
Yeah, because...
But she doesn't seem to know.
No, and, like, I take it that her dad and mom are divorced. Do we know that? Mm-hmm. Because wouldn't it, like, default to her mom, and she should be like, Mom, invite me in.
They could just be no owner. He just died and nothing happened to that property.
Mm-hmm. Seems like they might have to call Uncle Sam to be let in, is my guess.
Yeah, really.
Damon doesn't want to be with Elena. It's too hard for him. He brought her home the night before. We saw that. Mm-hmm. Caroline...
But she didn't know.
Caroline peeps Elena and Stefan flirting, she thinks. Mm-hmm. Calls them doppel targets.
I know, but they are a little bit flirting, don't you think?
Yeah.
But she's like touching him and like giggling.
Yeah, I think so.
Even though they are talking about keeping the Enzo secret, I think they are a little friendly, flirty.
Yeah, well, nothing's more flirtatious than a secret. Especially about a murder.
Oh.
Caroline feels something is off, though. Enzo is still hanging out as a ghost or whatever, I said.
From the other side.
Also, Stefan and Elena have a similar car to someone we know. Damon comes in to talk to Elena. Elena used to hang out with Caroline as kids there at that cabin. Mm-hmm. Bill was stabbed to death by a lark when he was possessed by the darkness. Mm-hmm. Had vampire blood in his system, but let himself die. Didn't want to be a vampire. He was a vampire hater, Ash.
He was.
He was a vampophobe,
He was like not going to let himself be a vampire, which Elena for a long time didn't want to be a vampire either, but you know, sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, and he was kind of like, I'm not a vampire. You sucked my blood. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Uh-oh.
whatever that means. All right. I just thought that.
That's silly.
Damon is glad that Caroline's dad is dead. That's kind of mean. Damon isn't sure if he wants to avoid Elena or what. Damon apologizes for Enzo going after her. Elena is feeling guilty.
Mm-hmm. And she's really bad at keeping his secret.
Damon is going to hunt Enzo down and make him apologize. It's like, okay.
She's like, no, I'm fine. It's fine.
All right, Jeremy and Bonnie are making out, and then they stop making out and are like, what are we going to do about the other side?
Yeah, that's what Jeremy says.
Like, it's obviously on his mind.
Yeah. Bonnie's annoyed, though. She's avoiding talking about it altogether. Or trying to.
Again, I was like, where are they? I was like, oh, they're at the cabin. There's a fire burning. And it's like, no, their dorm room has a fireplace, which we were discussing. Did we know their dorm had a fireplace?
And also, it's just so impractical. Like, if anyone's watching this show, you're going to be like, well, probably there aren't vampires, and there's a lot of fantastical things that people would be like, this isn't real. But they're going to see this dorm room and be like, oh, man, when I go to college, I hope my dorm room's like that with this fireplace. Guess what? That's not real either. Right.
It's like when you're doing science fiction, which this isn't science fiction, but you want to change, like, one thing. Like, this is different about this world. Not like, this is different about this world, and then also something weird.
Yeah.
Like, if you want me to suspend my disbelief that these supernatural people are walking around and the other side and all that, don't put a fireplace in the dorm room.
And then let them be able to use it and light it.
Yeah. Or if, like, it's like if they were doing all this and they're like, there's vampires, they're sucking blood. Also, we call bananas glibble farms. It's like, why?
Yeah, I know.
It's called a banana. Not a glibble thorn. Right?
Too silly.
Wouldn't that be unbelievable?
Yes. So is a working fireplace in your dorm room.
Yeah. They would not want college kids to be lighting fires in there.
No.
Or have a gas hookup either.
No. Or be able to mask a smell of a smoke.
Yeah, I think in my dorm room, I had a gas hookup, though. All the dorm food we were eating. All right. Grams comes through talking to Bonnie, asking about what this spell is that Liv is... Bless you, we're keeping that in.
Sorry.
What Liv is trying to do. There is no spell. Liv isn't even in this episode. It's not getting better over here on the other side. Ash, everyone is getting swept away on the other side like twisters.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. The very current movie Twisters.
Yeah. Or the original Twister.
Yeah, but I think they were getting more sucked up like twisters. Grams knocks over a lamp. Now that's funny. These people on the other side, and later Enzo does some stuff with lamps and stuff.
Yeah.
They can only manipulate lamps.
I know. We were like, they can only move lamps. And then I was like, well, do you ever see, like, in a movie that a ghost is present, like the lights flicker and stuff? Or maybe it's just these ghosts are bumping into lights.
Probably. I mean, I bump into still my light above my desk. I bump into that light all the time.
Yeah, so if you were a ghost, you would be still bumping into it.
Yep. They better figure out this Enzo problem before he starts opening cabinets.
Right, exactly.
Right. The other side is falling apart. We know this. Mm-hmm. Bonnie needs to tell Jeremy.
Right. Grams is, like, very serious.
Stefan and Elena are in a barn. They feel bad for lying. Enzo, the ghost, is there. They just want Damon to forget and move on. Enzo hits the light.
Mm-hmm. That was the very next scene?
Mm-hmm. Caroline is making a charades game.
Yeah, that's fun. I've never made my own charades. But I see that all the time, but I've never done that.
I have. You write them down, throw them in a hat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
I think that we have. And it was actually with family members that we were just recently with. But it was like acting out. That's what charades is, right? It's just acting out stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did that.
Oh, okay. I take it back.
But the theme, which I know charades had a theme, but secrets people think they're getting away with.
What a silly theme. So pointed.
Caroline talks to Damon about Stefan and Elena conspiring together. Elena got cagey about Enzo. But Caroline is inferring Elena and Stefan are getting back together. Damon says, "Let the games begin." All right, Jeremy is mixing herbs, which they just have all these herbs around the house.
Yeah, they have the supply of the wolfsbane and the vervain. And the vervain basement, right? Isn't that what? Remember, it was like originally for that.
Yeah, well, it's a Bane basement now too. Vervain and Bane. He and Matt chain up Ty. This is a dumb idea. Let's do this. I was like, what are they gonna do? And then I said, oh, the Traveler is gonna like pop out. There's some freak in my body.
Tyler wants to torture Julian for information, but that means that Tyler has to be tortured as well.
Yeah. Ash, sometimes when I go to the club, I feel some freak in my body. Matt says the Traveler word. Julian pops out.
Veep.
They, I thought you said Veep. And Julian wanted to watch the TV show.
No,
with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. He's like, what? Is there a new episode? I've been in here for too long.
No.
Did they win the Emmy?
I was wondering if maybe you didn't know the Traveler word.
I didn't write it down.
Veep.
Veep.
No.
Ash, you know why they canceled Veep?
Why?
Wasn't as funny as modern day politics.
Yikes.
Just kidding. All right, they make him drink the vervain and bane. The vein and bane.
Vein and Bane.
One vein and bane, please. Markos.
He loves it. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, he hates it.
He hates it.
Markos is with the Traveler, sees Maria. Julian is your husband. Why didn't you realize he wasn't him? Find me the doppelgangers.
She's like, I don't know.
I know. Everyone gets so mad. Like, there was the whole Catherine as Elena thing, and that
Right.
carried over several episodes of, like, you didn't know I wasn't me? It's like, well...
He looks like you.
Yeah. I can see if you were just, like... If it was just, like, and twins, and they switched.
Right.
Like, and I'll reserve my comments about twins for off pod. But, no, I'm saying, like, twins even have their differences, but... literally someone in the same body, it's hard.
It is hard. And they, like, the people that are possessing these bodies are trying so hard to be passing for the other person.
Right.
So it's like, well. But if you are married to a Traveler, you should be a little bit more, like, knowing and suspicious.
Yes, you should.
You should have, like, some, like,
a
code word or
safe
whatever.
word, yeah. I mean, every couple should have one of those. All right, Luke is on the porch doing spells. Everyone else is inside doing charades.
He's doing that spell that they did before where they are trying to prevent them from finding the doppelgangers. Remember there was that one person, I think it was when they, was it when they found Liv? Oh, I can't remember which it was. But either Damon or Enzo just like threw the doorknob into their forehead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It couldn't have been then because they killed that person. Whatever witch that was.
They had some witch hiding Tom.
Right, protecting the doppelganger. So they're trying to do that same spell so the Travelers can't locate them.
Totally. All right. The charades Never Have I Ever whole thing is real tedious, but basically
Everyone's being really passive aggressive.
Yeah, and Elena and Stefan, Damon like kind of calls them out. Where's Enzo at? And they don't want to answer, so Elena leaves to take a bath. Taking a bath. And What Lies Beneath has some kind of bath in it or something.
Yeah.
So that might be where they got the title.
Connection.
And Enzo is no longer adjusting lights. Now he's
pushing ladies into tubs.
Right. He's like, oh, I can interact with this world. Let me drown her.
Yep.
Which that is really scary.
That's super scary. You're just in the bath and you start getting pushed.
That's the worst.
And Damon runs in. No one saw anyone pushing her underwater, and they're guessing it was not Bill Forbes.
Right. But they are okay with being like, is it someone from the other side? They're just like, immediately think that there's some sort of ghost there.
Ash, do you think Adele is on the other side?
Adele?
Adele?
Who's that?
The singer?
Oh, yeah, from the song.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that song. That song's too hard to sing.
I think she probably was on the other side at one point, and that was the inspiration.
What if she's still a ghost?
Ooh, currently?
Yeah.
That'd be spooky. I would say her music is out of this world.
That's true.
Matt and Jeremy are still questioning Julian via Ty.
Right.
Where is Markos? Markos destroyed the traveler knife. Mm-hmm. And Julian's like, you're not going to kill your best friend that I'm in their body. But then Matt stabs him, but Julian doesn't know. But I can tell you where my body is because they want to go get rid of Julian's original body, so Julian has to stay in Ty's body permanently.
Right. And they're like, that's where Markos will be because that's what he's probably going to want to do.
Yeah, that's tough right there. Mm-hmm. I can tell you where my body's at. This man said, I can tell you where my body's at.
I know, being a traveler is weird, but like, no wonder that they're so annoyed. They're like, I can't live wherever I want to live. I have to be in someone else's body all the time. Like, it's so annoying, so exhausting. So I get them wanting to not have this curse.
Until this episode, and maybe they had already explained this, but I didn't know if these travelers had bodies. I wondered if like their essence just got passed around from body to body.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see thinking that.
But no, they just had these bodies stacked up in a romantic cave or whatever Jeremy says. All right, we'll get there. Bonnie is calling Stefan, what's up with the other side? Someone attacked Elena. Seven's like, can somebody over there affect this plane?
And she's like, yes, actually. Graham's knocked over a lamp.
Yeah. And then Caroline overhears that Enzo's dead. Seven's like, yeah, I killed him. Damon walks in. He heard it all. There's a lot of just like, I don't know, people just finding out stuff pretty recently after it happens.
Yeah. I know. They should have, like, no one can ever really keep a secret or keep information from someone else.
Yeah.
Especially with their vamp hearing, you know?
Right.
It's especially hard to keep a secret.
And then Damon just immediately starts talking to Enzo, just like one-way conversation. Mm-hmm. Damon tells him to knock it off. Drowning Elena was a distraction. He figured out how to kill us all at once. Luke is gone. The travelers are going to come around their way.
Yeah.
But they hear chanting, and I was like, oh, they got found immediately. But they were just cutting to a different scene. I think.
Right.
Sometimes.
They cut to them chanting to find the doppelgangers.
Yeah. Elena and Caroline are looking for Luke. Caroline is mad at Elena for not telling the truth to her bestie. Mm-hmm. Stefan and Damon are also looking and arguing. Damon is mad they killed Enzo and lied about it. Stefan didn't want to kill Damon's friend. Damon, again, feels guilty. He didn't know Enzo was dead.
Right.
I feel guilty. Julian is Ty. I feel guilty. I didn't know my friend was dead.
Lots of vamp guilt.
Yeah, and it's like when a celebrity dies, and it's like, one time that celebrity smiled at me, and so this death is all about me. Mm-hmm. You know, these people are making this stuff about them.
It's true. This whole time, though, I feel frustrated that Stefan doesn't get to tell Damon, like, how he died.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is, I think, really unique.
Yeah.
And he was I was holding his heart in my hand.
Well, why were you holding his heart?
Trying to keep him from whatever. And then he backed away.
That does sound like a dumb excuse, though. Like I was holding his heart, and then he ripped it out. Like, that's like what a little kid would say about, like, yeah, my fist was just out, and then he just ran into it.
Right. I don't think it would make any difference to Damon. I think because he's mad and sad no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But I just am like, I just kind of want him to have that information.
Yeah, for sure. The travelers are hiding Julian's body, like I said, in a romantic cave. The Jeremy and Bonnie's like game of the episode is that it's their date day, but they keep just talking about people getting killed and stuff.
Yeah, it's just like a regular supernatural day for them.
Yeah, what did we do on our... We did a date recently, but it was kind of...
We were at the phone store for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Even before that, we did something where we just kind of like drove to the grocery store. What did we do?
Oh, we did a Home Depot.
Yeah, we just went to Home Depot.
And got like coffee.
Yeah, that was still fun just because we were chilling. So you can go to a cave to find Julian's body and still have it be nice.
Yeah, you can have a romantic Home Depot
Yeah.
day.
There are a bunch of traveler bodies in there because, they're pastors in Mystic Falls because
They took over all those townspeople.
a lot of Mystic Falls is travelers.
Yeah. And they knew that there were travelers in Mystic Falls, but it really like sinks in when they see how many bodies there are.
Yeah.
They're like, oh dang.
They got them butts to nuts in there, Ash. All right, Luke is in the barn, tied up. Enzo starts a big fire with a lamp. A lamp, mind you. He stabs Stefan and locks them in. Damon talks to Enzo. Help me and I can bring you back, hopefully. Stefan gets Luke out of the burning barn.
But Enzo does consider it, like in his ghost self, you can see him being like, you can bring me back?
Yeah, he stopped. He was like holding a hot log on Damon or something.
He was like, it was like pushed into his chest.
Yeah. Hate when that happens. All right. Don't let me down again, but Damon can't hear him, and then Damon whooshes out of the burning barn. So Enzo expects that Damon will find some way
To bring Enzo back.
to bring Enzo back this side of the sides.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I mean, stuff does happen like that all the time. It's just like, oh, someone needs to do a spell, or there's an amulet.
The moon soap.
The moon soap.
Do you think it will happen in this moment? What's your Pete-diction?
Like in the next couple eps, probably. Oh, actually, I do. I think they'll swap Markos and Enzo.
Okay.
A little 1-for-1. And also, they'll swap Julian for Adele and get her back. And also, you know who else is on the other side? Is, darn, that other guy who has the Hello song.
I know, but I don't know.
Not Quincy Jones.
Is it Tom Jones?
No. Not Hello from the other side. Hello.
It's me.
Is it me?
It's
It's me you're looking for. Who's that guy? I was like, oh, yeah, Rashida Jones' dad. But that's Quincy Jones, and that's not him.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Anyway, whatever. People know who I'm talking
That
about.
guy.
People know who I'm talking about, and they are bussing up. They are just laughing. He has a similar song to Adele. Well, Adele has a similar song to him.
Right. Hello.
Yeah. We'll get there. Jeremy and Bonnie are looking for Julian's body. He has an eagle tattoo. This is the worst date ever, but at least they're together, like when we went to Home Depot. Maria and the travelers roll up. Jeremy starts choking. They grab Julian and leave. Luke says Liv and I should have killed Stefan when they had the chance. His family is screwed up, but these bros are different and protect each other.
Yeah.
Damon
That's true.
is like, how are we going to bring Enzo back? He makes it everyone's problem, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, everyone does feel guilty about it, so they'll probably help, right? You know?
Yep. Damon punches Stefan for Enzo. Elena's there. Damon walks out. Ty is chained up. The travelers took Julian's body.
And they start chanting and doing and
they're
burning
like
his
burning
body.
it up, and then Ty is seeing Julian's memories.
Yeah, like whatever Julian experienced in Ty's body is what Ty is seeing.
That's wild.
He's like, I'm seeing stuff. And
Then Julian pops up and he's like, "What? You didn't find my body?"
he's like, I guess this means you didn't find my body, because now he's permanently in Tyler's body.
I know. Is Julian gonna be cool now though? like again, I'll say, like that Ansel Elgort movie you don't remember.
How do I not remember an Ansel movie?
There was 2 Ansels. One took the day shift. One took the night shift. But then,
and he sat on the couch a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, I do
And
remember this movie.
And he would watch himself on videotape.
Yes.
Like, hey, other me. Sorry I partied too much.
We talked about this before and I didn't remember it.
Yeah.
I remember it now. What's it called? You don't know? Yeah, I remember that.
I think it was called The Guy Who Had 2 Versions of Himself in His Body, and one did the day shift and one did the night shift.
A perfect title.
Yeah, maybe they'll do that.
Julian?
Yeah, Julian and Ty. Like, all right, here's my question.
What's your question, Pete?
If Julian and Ty did do that, because they probably are going to do that, could Julian not travel anymore? Ty's not a traveler. They could live in his big-ass house, as he says.
And that's kind of a good deal for Julian. He's in this hybrid body, and then he can live in a mansion.
Yeah, also, they should just sitcomify it, where it's like, well, Ty and Julian, we're going to go hang out with Ty and Julian. Which one this time, you know?
Yeah, then they just become friends with Julian.
Yeah, and like, Ty, is he still dating Caroline?
No.
He's like making out with Caroline. And then,
Julian switches in.
And then Caroline's like, Ty, you never kissed like that before, or whatever. And Julian's like, it's Julian.
All right, another thing that would happen.
And then a laugh track comes on.
Yeah, another thing would happen would be like his buddies would be telling Ty, like, oh, remember when we blah, blah, blah? And like, that was so funny. And he'd be like, no, I don't remember that. And they'd be like, oh, that was Julian.
Oh, and
like,
I'd be so mad.
He'd be so mad.
Like, Matt and Jeremy would be like,
Yeah.
well, we partied last night, dude.
Yeah, that was so hilarious
And
when
Ty's
blah,
like,
blah, blah.
oh, it was Julian's friggin' Thursday night. Guys, I said we're going to party Friday night.
And he'd be jealous.
Yeah. Also, they'd have to have, like, very opposite jobs. It's like, Julian... I don't know. Julian, like, works at a hotel, and Ty... I don't know. Never mind.
I don't know.
I have no concept, but I
know
just
this
picture
one.
them. I just picture them wearing very different uniforms or whatever. And Ty's like, my shift starts in 5 minutes.
In the Ansel movie, did they ever sleep, or they didn't have to, because like they slept, like
I think their
their
consciousness.
consciousness slept when it wasn't their turn,
Yeah.
but the body never slept. Your body would disintegrate.
I know. There must have been some about that, but I do think like good Ansel would wake up and be like, "Whoa, I'm wasted still. What did bad Ansel do?"
Yeah.
I forget what happened a lot in that movie, but one was pissed at the other, and you kind of felt better about one than the other.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, the other one wants to live too. They need to learn like how to deal with it.
Where are we at?
Caroline is looking at the burning barn. Stefan walks up. They do a never have I ever callback. Mm-hmm. We got to get out of here. Caroline doesn't like that Stefan lied to her.
Oh yeah, they have like a friendship chat moment.
It sucks to be left out of the loop.
Nobody likes that.
Things he tells her that he doesn't tell Elena, though, he says. Stefan does. But he didn't want Caroline to know that he killed Enzo. Stefan, walking through the woods, gets creeped. So he's talking to Caroline, and then he starts walking through the woods.
Yeah, because Caroline was at the barn and he's walking back to the cabin.
Okay, Damon tells Elena to pack her stuff. Let's get out of here before the travelers find us. Elena apologizes for lying, but Damon claims he doesn't care. Damon didn't spiral. He's holding it together the best he can for her.
And I think he really truly is. Like, he normally would have gone crazy immediately, but he's like appropriately mad, I would say.
Yeah. Being around her drives him nuts, but not being around her drives him nuts.
Mm-hmm. That actually reminded me of a conversation I had with you in college before I was your girlfriend.
Oh, jeez.
Remember that?
Yeah. Damon kisses her, much like I did back then. Just kidding. I don't know. All right.
You didn't even.
He needed to kiss Elena. He had a bad day. You know who else was on the other side who had a bad day? Oh, I can't pull that guy's name.
Had a bad day.
Yeah, I forget the guy's name, but he's over there too. Also, another guy who's over there, which might be the same guy I'm thinking of, James Blunt. Mm-hmm. Oh no, he was the You're Beautiful guy.
No, you man.
Right.
I do think that this moment though with Damon is a little bit odd because he's like, I just needed that. It's like,
Yeah.
if I'm Elena, I'm like, that's not cool.
Right. It's like that kind of just made my day bad.
Right.
Because we didn't say we were gonna do that.
I know. It's very like, you just need to kiss me, so you will, but we're not.
That's not the rules.
No.
That's not what we're doing.
I don't think that was cool.
We'll see the effects of that. If she's like creeped, or if she's like, I actually kind of liked it. Elena does a bunch of faces, then her head hurts, and the travelers walk up. Markos grabs her.
Mm-hmm. Markos. That's the end.
Yeah.
What's your fangs?
Let's see. I'm gonna add up all of Adele's albums because one was like 19 and one was like 25 or something like that, and it equals to 1.7 fangs.
1.7. Okay.
Yep, doing some very intricate math.
This didn't have any long ago flashbacks, which I really like. Stefan and Elena weren't together, but they were vibing a little bit, which is fun.
They were vibing.
I do like when they go to like little different locations. That's fun.
Yeah.
And I also like that the originals were not there because sometimes they're there too many times.
Yeah, like Cole was just there.
Yeah. I like that Jeremy and Bonnie were back. That was good. But they're really just teeing up the end of the season, so
They are.
it's not like in its craziness yet. But I would do I would maybe tie with you 1.75.
Okay.
So we got 2 eps left. Do you want to make end of season Pete-dictions?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be focused on the other side. So the other side started crumbling once Markos came through.
Mm-hmm. And now Elena and Stefan are taken.
They are with the travelers now, yes. All right, so they have to make sure Bonnie doesn't die because she's the anchor or whatever. Mm-hmm. No more people will have to get whooshed up like the current movie Twisters or the past movie Twister.
Like Catherine did.
Like Catherine did. She got sucked up in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they got to put Markos through and grab Enzo to kind of close the loop. Because Markos made it unstable. So maybe a Markos-sized hole needs to be filled.
And who's going to do that?
I don't know. Will Bonnie maybe get her witch powers back some kind of way? Because we know Liv is very powerful. So maybe her.
But she's not, like, into it.
No. But she doesn't want the other side collapsing ultimately, right? Or she does. She wants all the dead witches over there or something. Her coven. She was talking about her coven a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't know. One of these fools are going to do it.
All right. So you think they'll just solve these problems in the last 2 episodes?
Yeah. I mean, usually one of the problems carries over to the next season.
There's usually some sort of bad thing at the end.
Like, oh, we got Markos back. to where he needed to be. We got Enzo over here. Oh, we left Adele.
I mean, you're getting it though.
Yeah. And that other guy with the similar song. He's still over there too.
Oh no.
Or no, we tried to get Adele, but we got that guy. Rats.
Bummer.
Rashida Jones is happy though.
Maybe.
No, it's not.
All right. Well, that's some vague Pete-dictions, but I'm sure you'll have some more specific ones after next episode.
Yeah, there's going to be some Bro and Elena stuff because she's kind of in between bros right now.
Yeah.
So,
Not a bad place to be.
she'll probably lean more towards one and then the other one will be mad. Mm-hmm. Or smad.
All right.
Damon's going to be like, oh, if you're going to choose Stefan, just put me on the other side. You know? Mm-hmm. I bet he says that.
Okay.
Look, I'm bad for this side. If I wasn't so bad, I could be on this side, but I'm bad on this side.
Oh, Petey. I can't tell you a single thing about anything you just said, but it's fun to hear it.
Yep. And hopefully that is the hook of the show, why people like to listen to it, is because they're like screaming at their pods, like, what? You idiot.
All right. What else you got? Are we done? We wrapped it up?
Ash. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, bye.